Jeremy Sochan is the most misunderstood player in the entire NBA. In only his second season, Sochan is already one of the league's most hated players. He'll taunt his opponents until they get ejected. He'll badmouth Hall of Famers on Twitter during the playoffs. He picks fight with the league's toughest guys, tear off his jersey in the middle of a game, and do just about anything to get under someone's skin. And all of that is helping his team win. Sochan admits that he studies the game of famous irritators. Guys like Draymond Green, Patrick Beverley, Dennis Rodman. He's even taking after Rodman's look. Most importantly, he does not care what you think. The Spurs are not good this year. Not that anyone expected them to be. In case you haven't heard, they drafted the most hyped #1 pick in 2 decades, Victor Wembanyama. Expectations this season are really low for the Spurs. It doesn't really matter how many games they win. Gregg Popovich just cares about developing his young core and who will stick around for the long haul. Sochan is doing everything his team needs him to do to win right now. From looking like a dork at the free throw line to playing out of position when his coach asks him to. Since the beginning, Sochan has only cared about winning. He grew up in rural Oklahoma, not really a place known for its basketball prospects. Even back then, he wasn't scared to stand out. Both of his parents were basketball players who met playing at Panhandle State. His mom, Anita, was Polish, playing for Polonia Warsaw. His dad, Ryan Williams, got a spot on a team in the United Kingdom. So the family packed their bags and moved to England when Sochan was only 2 years old. Jeremy grew up loving to hoop, thanks to his parents. He ended up playing for the Polish Basketball Federation's U16 team, with his parents believing it was a better place to grow on the court compared to England. Things were made even easier by the fact that the Sochans were huge in Poland. His grandfather was once the president of the Warsaw Basketball Association. It turned out to be the best thing for both Jeremy and the Polish team. The team got a title and he won international recognition. Jeremy ended up playing high school basketball in the US, only to lose a season to COVID. After hopping back across the pond to dominate the German Pro League, he committed to the Baylor Bears. Even though he was born in the US, all of his teammates in Texas thought of him as just another international prospect. There's always been this stereotype of European players. They're too soft, they complain about calls, they flop, they don't play hard. So Sochan did everything he could to prove them wrong. He boxed out aggressively, he dove for loose balls, he gave everything on the court, becoming a bona fide defensive wrecker. One time he was playing so aggressively, he knocked out a teammate's tooth. When he discovered the tooth stuck inside his arm, he yanked it out, wrapped up some tape, and checked back in. That's the sort of thing that makes teammates adore you. That's what makes a winning team. Off the court, the story was the same. Between his colorful hair and his goofy, childish antics, Sochan quickly became a favorite teammate of everyone he played with. He earned Big 12 All-Freshman nods in 2022, also winning 6th Man of the Year. He only played 25 minutes per game, but finished 8th in the conference in rebounds per game, proving that he'll take whatever opportunities he can and thrive. So he sold college scouts while he was playing overseas. He sold his teammates on the court. When did the NBA world fall in love with Sochan? During the NCAA Tournament, his 1-seeded Baylor was down 25 points late against 8-seed UNC. Everyone counted them out, except Jeremy. He fought and he battled, psyching out opponents and getting under their skin. He dove for loose balls, he grabbed every possible board, and when it mattered most, he banked in a 3 to bring them within 3 points. When his teammates scored an and one to send it to OT on the very next play, Sochan was the first player to celebrate. Now Baylor lost the game, so nobody remembers, but NBA scouts were on full notice. Most importantly, Gregg Popovich, arguably the greatest coach of all time, took notice. The Spurs drafted Sochan number 9 in 2022, hoping to start the ball rolling on the Spurs' climb back up toward greatness. Before the season even started, Sochan earned a reputation as an instigator.
Oh, Russell Westbrook get him a lot. Bricks. Oh, no.
Going at a future Hall of Famer before you're even in the league? That's bold, Jeremy, though not untrue, especially considering this was during Russ's run with the Lakers. Jeremy insisted that he was joking, that it was just playful banter. In fact, he posted a tweet saying Russ was his idol as a kid, showing a picture of young Jeremy wearing a Westbrook jersey. He even named his dog Russell. A few months later, Russ retaliated. Maybe. Was this on purpose? Or was this just Lakers Westbrook in a nutshell? Let us know in the comments. Soon, he became a fan favorite for the Spurs. His early foray into fame came by demolishing one of the league's best bigs on a massive dunk. The commentators called him Sochan the Destroyer.
He is 16 in this game. What a spin move! Sochan the Destroyer!
Unfortunately, the Destroyer couldn't make his free throws. Over the first few months of his career, Sochan shot 43% from the free throw line. A lot of these instigator types lack a lot offensively, but when you can't hit free throws, it affects your entire game. It means you can't be on the court at the end of close games. It means you're scared to drive the ball and get fouled, which means teams can aggressively guard you deep. So his minutes were limited, his free throw attempts were low, and he couldn't get open for threes. So he decided to get a little weird with it. Popovich suggested he start taking one-handed free throws. After all, what's there to lose? How could it get worse? Most free throw issues are mental. Anyone who's playing ball long enough can hit a free throw in a vacuum. Dwight Howard famously hit all of his freebies in practice, only to miss them in the games. The play is stopped, everyone's staring at you, it's hard. So Sochan started shooting free throws one-handed. He didn't care how it looked, but it allowed him to think less about the shots. From that point on, he shot 78% from the line. His attempts per game tripled. His three-point percentage jumped to almost 30%. His entire game changed. Sure, it looks ridiculous, but Sochan doesn't care, as long as it makes him a better player. Pop has even tried him at point guard, because it can be deceiving, and defying expectations is essential for his growth. Why not, right? Sochan doesn't care as long as they win. He'll learn, he'll grow as an NBA player. In the playoffs last year, Sochan tweeted what we were all thinking. Sochan's on his couch at home, mocking the league's all-time leading scorer during the Western Conference Finals. Does that make his team better, antagonizing a GOAT? Or when he mocked Rockets fans when they lost the Wemby sweepstakes? Already rubbing off on Wemby with the colored hair off the court, and connecting with him on the court. Sochan is an instigator. He doesn't care if you like him. Unlike Dillon Brooks, another most hated player in the league, it's not for show. This is who he is, and his teammates love him for it. The Spurs are one of the youngest teams in the league. Their best player is 19 years old. The Nuggets, Thunder, and Rockets, they're all proving that the old way of team building is gone. You don't go after high-profile free agents, you develop the guys you have. Sochan could end up being this generation's Draymond Green, Rajon Rondo, Rasheed Wallace, Dennis Rodman, Bill Laimbeer, the heart and soul of a championship team. Do you think Sochan is a misunderstood player? Do you think he and Wemby can eventually take the Spurs back to the promised land? Let us know in the comments, then watch this video next. Listen to The Wrong Opinion, useless NBA trivia, and garbage rankings for more NBA content.